It's Storytime Tea. That's me, and today I'm here to tell you a story about how I dated someone that always wanted me. Okay? As y'all can hear, I'm a little sick. Bear with me, okay? I'm gonna try my hardest not to do any coughs or sniffles this whole time. Alright, so let me set the scene for y'all. It was semi-recent, so it's like 2020, whatever. So in the last past couple of years, this happened. And I would say at the time, it was like a cool little summer. Let's say very beginning of June. Yeah, that's what we're going to say. And this guy that I knew back in high school was trying to talk to me. Mind you, when he first initially tried to talk to me, I was in a relationship. And I was in a relationship with that guy for like 3 years. And so like I wasn't worried about nobody else. Like when I was with him, I was like, we together. And I wasn't worried about nobody else under the sun. I didn't care how good you looked or what you had going on. I was like, this is my man. I love this man. and so that's how it was. And so when he tried to talk to me, I was like, ew. And like I was just minding my business. I'm like, bro, I'm in a relationship. And so obviously time had passed or whatever. And me and the other guy, we broke up. And it's just like, as soon as me and that guy broke up, everybody in that door was in my DMs, and obviously I was ignoring them. I'm like, bro, I just got a relationship. Get out of here. so yeah, that's basically how it was. And he was like one of those people, but I ignored him. And then like, I don't know, I guess a couple years passed, and then he like tried to re-talk to me. And I was just like, oh, hey. And he's just like, I always wanted to date you. You never even gave me a chance. I know you're single. Let me take you out. Da, da, da. I'm just like, will I do this? Should I do this? And at the time, I didn't have any life experiences that told me that I shouldn't do it. So I was just like, I'm gonna fuck with you. And so I was like, yeah, we could go on a date. That could be cool. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go on a date. Da, da, da. I'm like, all right. So he plans out this date or whatever. I don't really remember what the date was. Very not memorable, but obviously it was good because we ended up continuing to date. So we went to wherever we went. It was cool. It's just like me and him, I kind of knew him beforehand because, as I said, like we met each other in high school and like a bunch of years had passed and like we would sometimes say stuff to each other and whatever. So it's like I wasn't completely in the dark about how his life was at the time because it was like we would occasionally say stuff to each other. So I knew him a little bit. We got to know each other more on this date. Everything's cool. And like obviously it's like the first date, and usually first date you do something like, you know, kind of cool. I dressed up-ish. Everything was cool. And then he was like trying to plan the second date before we even got off the first date. I was like, oh, okay, sure. And so he planned the second date. I think like 4 days later we go on the second date. Everything's cool. I'm just like, all right. But like by the time we got to the end of the second date, I kind of, not like I seen red flags, but like I kind of got a whiff of maybe him faking some aspects of his life. Like maybe what he was telling me wasn't 100% the truth. And I was just like, But also, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just like, I'm not going to like say you a certain type of way without actually getting to know you. I'm going to just let you show me what it is that you got going on. I'm not just going to be like, no, you this type of way and just put you in this box. I just let you, you know, do your little thing, and then we're going to see what's going on. And so that's what I did. And so we got to date 3, and it was like the same thing. I started just seeing signs of like maybe he not telling me all of the truth, because like, you know, like when you want somebody to like you, you like play up certain aspects of your life that maybe isn't really like that for real. Like if you got a moderate amount of money, you gonna act like you money. Or like if you kind of got jokes, you gonna act like you the most jokingest nigga in the world. So it's just like you just try to play up the aspects that you think is more desirable about you or whatever. So he was like doing that, and I'm just like, I don't necessarily know if that's how you actually are. Like, I'm gonna show up as me every day. I don't care. Like, and I'm inconsistent. Like, some days I'm like 100% ready to do something, and then the very next day I'm just like, why would you think that I want to do that? Like, it literally just depends on the weather. Like, what's going on outside? So like, yeah, that's basically how it was. But I'm always gonna like have these certain traits that's just gonna be dominant and they're gonna be consistent. And it just seemed like with him, like he was trying to put off a certain image, and I'm just like, I don't think that's who you are. So like once we got to the 4th date, I was just like, all right, cool. And he was like more on the like, I'm trying to be the only person you dating type vibe, and I'm just like, so I talked to this one girl and I talked to this one other guy. I don't think I'm ready to cut them off for you. I don't think I'm ready to do that. And so like time went on or whatever, and I ended up stopped talking to both of the other people, and I was only talking to him. And so obviously once you only talking to one person, if they actually want to be with you, then they're just like, oh, we might as well be together because we're exclusively talking and da da da. And so like fall came in, and then we started actually being together. And this when everything hit the fan for real, because this is when he started really showing me like how ridiculous he was. Okay, so thing about me is, I told y'all like this is me. I'm gonna be the same like ish, but not exactly the same. I can't be the same exact Artisha every single day. I can't do that. and so like it's like some days I'm gonna have on a dress because I hate putting fits together. I don't care. I'm not putting no fit together. I'm just gonna throw on a dress and some sandals and I'm walking out of the door. Cool. And then other days like I'm gonna have on like every single thing from my brother's wardrobe because he's huge now, and so like a lot of his clothes he just gave it to me. Yeah, I'm gonna wear that. So like that's basically how it is. And I fucking come outside for us to go on like a fake little date or something. I think we was just going to the movies, and I had on my whole brother fit. I didn't care. I'm just like, yeah, I got his sweatpants on. I got his hoodie on. I got his socks on. The only thing that wasn't my brother's was like my shoes. I had on like some Nike slides or something like that. And he gonna say, you really gonna wear that? I'm like, yeah, the fuck? I'm like, sir, what? He was just like, now that we together, you don't never be dressing up. I'm just like, boy, it's winter time. like what? No, I'm not dressing up. These people can't even see me. It's dark at 5 o'clock. I'm like, what are you talking about? And we're going to the movies. Why are you mad? This is him. I just expected things different from you. I didn't know that you would be like this. And I'm just like, what? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to just let you rock. I'm not going to be mad at you for being upset with me about whatever the fuck it is. I'm not going to do that. But, drive this fucking vehicle before I beat you the fuck up. But like obviously that's not what I said, but I'm like, bro, like you're being extra right now. We're going to the movies and it's 8 p.m. Like, let's go. And so we go, and that was just like the first time like he said something to me, and I'm just like, boy. And so then like literally like 3 days later, like we hanging out, and I was like, I'm gonna go see my friends. And he was just like, your friends? And I'm just like, yeah. And he was just like, so you want to go outside and see your friends? And I'm just like, yeah. He was just like, I just feel like you all of a sudden have so many friends. And I'm just like, nigga, what? He just like, yeah, I just feel like you all of a sudden have so many friends. Like, you always try to act like you're antisocial, but like, look at you. You're going out to see your friends again. Didn't you just see them last week? And I'm just like, first of all, these is different friends from the last friends from last week. And even if it was the same friends, boy, shut up. I was just like, if I want to see my friends, I'm going to see my friends. That's how that's set up. Like, we're going to see each other. Like, what are you talking about? And so, like, this is when I really just started saying that, like, he had this image of me in his head that wasn't actually who I was. Like, he had built up this person in his head, like, that he wanted to be with for all of these years. And I was not that girl. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I've never seen that girl before in my life. I could walk right past her on the street and I would not know. Like, who is that? I'm like, get out of here. And, like, he always would just say random shit that just had me like, who are you referring to? Like, because it's not me. Because at no point in time did I ever not have friends. I never said that I didn't have friends. I just don't like to go outside all the time. And so I'm just going to tell them to come over here. Like, I don't know. Or like, I just go to their house. So I'm just like, what are you talking about? And so it was just thing after thing. Like, every other day he was saying something like, oh, you really do that? Oh, you really like that? And I got tired of hearing those questions. I'm like, are you for real right now? Like, why do you think that I'm going to dress up every time we go outside? Why would I do that? I'm just like, that's not even in my character, personality, like anything that I got. No. No, it's not me. So, like, it was just like, I knew that, like, he was expecting me to be a certain type of way, but I'm just like, I'm just going to be whoever I am, and you just going to have to be mad? Question mark? Like, I don't know. And so, like, over time, like, it just was growing and growing and growing and growing, because, like, he was not who he pretended to be in the beginning, and I was not the image that he thought I was in his head. And so it was just like, we was not meant to be any type of thing, to be honest. Like, I should have just never even started talking to him, because, like, he had wanted me for like 3, 4, 5 years or something like that. And so, like, obviously in his head, he just like, oh, she's gonna be like this, and oh, she's gonna love me like this, and oh, we're gonna do this, and everything's gonna be great, yay. And I'm just like, bruh, no. I'm not doing that. And so he would be so upset when I wouldn't do the things that he wanted me to do. But it's just like, that's not even a part of my, like, I don't do stuff like that. I don't know, like, why you expected Burger King from McDonald's. Like, that's not how that worked. Like, you should have never even thought that you was finna get that. Like, that's not how that worked, buddy. And so, like, that's just how it would be consistently. And then, like, he was, like, lying about his personality. And so, at a certain point in time, I'm just like, who is this man? Like, who is this man? Like, I'm not who you want me to be, and you aren't who you pretended to be. And so it's just like, who are these people in this relationship? I'm like, all right, let me get on out of here. Let me get up on out of your hair. I'm gonna go ahead and find my nose, hit the old dusty trail, all of that shit. And so he was just like, oh, I want us to be together, like, we belong together. And I'm just like, we really don't, though. And the fact that you're saying that is crazy, because you know it's not true. You know it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. And so, yeah, I mean, the moral of the story would be, like, you know, don't date people that have wanted you for years and years and years and years and years, because they're just going to think that you're somebody that you're not. They have this image of you that's in their head, and it's never going to be you. Whatever it is, it's never going to be you. Like, even the slightest, it's going to be off. It's going to be off. You're not going to be the person that they thought you was, because they just knew you was going to be some other type of way. And obviously you can never live up to somebody's expectations when they done put this shit together for like 5 years. I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but you know, you can learn from me, y'all. Don't do it. If somebody done wanted you for years on end, leave them where they at. Let them keep on wanting, because they about to waste your time. I'm not going to say that it was a waste of my time, but I'm going to tell you that they going to waste your time. So don't even do it. Just let it rock. You can learn from my mistakes. You ain't even got to experience that. You could just be like, all right, you know what? Tisha was right. I'm going to leave this motherfucker alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, for me, Storytime Tish, the tea is over. Peace and love.